Hey guys, this is Coach Bill with Bill Mabry Online Coaching. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. Today is, what is today? Thursday. Got some nice cool weather, and today I am actually doing my video from my new home that we just moved into. It looks like I'm going to have to upgrade my lighting a little bit better, but for right now, I think this will work okay. What I'm doing right now, though, is I'm trying to get my clock here. I want to make sure I stop on time. So let's go ahead and get my clock started. There we go. So guys, today, a lot of you guys know that I've been talking a lot about the early restriction eating plan. I'm really intrigued with it. I've been doing it now well, Emma and I both been doing it now for, I don't know, close to maybe 3 months, 90 days, and I really enjoy it. There's a lot of great research coming out of it. You guys know that I'm really into the science, and I try to back everything up what I say with true science, which are case studies, clinical trials done with human beings. And this is just another great article that our science case study that came out. It's recently new, and it just shows how powerful early morning restricted eating is when you're doing it on alternate days. So of course we're combining it with intermittent fasting, and we're also combining it with fasting mimicking meals, which you guys know as keto meals. But today I just want to go over another research that I'm really excited about that just shows what we're doing to help to maintain the low body fat that we both have and to keep increasing lean muscle mass, even though sometimes we go off the wagon and we do have comfort food, which is not going to bother us because we're following these protocols of intermittent fasting, alternate day fasting, and early mimicking eating. And now you guys know that follow me that I do all kinds of different intermittent fasting protocols. I don't do the same thing every other day. I really believe that alternate day fasting is the way to go for all of us, especially those seniors or baby boomers out there that are trying to lose belly fat or body fat. And it works also for those of you trying to reverse type 2 diabetes, fatty liver disease, or insulin resistance. And now many doctors are using these protocols, these fasting protocols, and the fasting mimicking meals to help to prevent cancer and even reverse cancer. A lot of doctors are doing it. They're even writing books and they're doing seminars about it. So that's how powerful this protocol, which is it's nothing new. It's been around for centuries, but most of the American public, they don't know about it because their health professionals aren't educated about it, and they're more into the standard American diet. But let's get right to the actual case study, and I'm just going to kind of read you what it said. This is going to be right directly from the case study. Now, this came out in 2020. Came out in the British Journal of Nutrition, and the title of this is "The Effects of Consuming Later Evening Meal versus Early Evening Meal on Weight Loss During a Weight Loss Diet." A randomized, this is what makes this a real case study. It's a randomized clinical trial. And what this means is basically what it's telling us here is that your last meal is going to be somewhere between 2 and 3:30 during the day. And it needs to be a good, high protein, good dietary fat, low carb meal in order for this to work properly so you can see the results you're looking for. And it's versing people that are on that eat later in the late evening, say 6 o'clock, 7 or 8 o'clock. And so what it said right below the actual caption, it said, previous evidence confirms a relationship between the timing of food intake and weight loss. So basically what they're saying here is they're looking at the time that a person stops eating and how it affects their blood glucose levels, how it affects their belly fat or burning the body fat, and how it affects a hormone that is known to store body fat, which is insulin. And so what they've done, they've got two groups, and they used 82 healthy women in this particular clinical trial on the age limit of 18 to 45. And so obviously they went with the younger generation along with the older generation. Now most of you know that are hitting in their 40s, 50s, 70s, your hormones are jacked up, so that's why most of the women are losing belly fat. And why they're using women in this particular test is because women's hormones are so different than men, and they end up adding more body fat in their midsection and their hips and their butts as they age. So they want to get a mix of it. Let me check my clock here. Okay, I got 4 minutes to get this done. So what they did, they split them up in two groups. One group, they had them have their last meal between 2:30 and 3:30. The second group, they had them have their last meal, which was later in the afternoon, in the evening, between 6 and 8 o'clock. Now this random clinical test trial went for 12 weeks. And this is exactly, I'm quoting this right from the trial itself. So like I said, this is a real clinical trial or a randomized clinical trial. And so what it said compared with the group that had their meals later in the evening, they who did early restriction eating group had a greater mean reduction of weight and their reduction in their waist circumference was reduced, which means basically they lost belly fat because of the early restricted eating protocol. And not only did they lose their belly fat or lose more fat inches, now I'm not talking about scale weight, guys. You know me, I don't believe in scale weight because it's not a proper way to detect if you're actually losing body fat. What I'm talking about is actually reducing your fat percentage in inches. That's what I mean. But they also found out that those that had higher cholesterol levels, their cholesterol even dropped and reduced. And not only that most all of them showed a lower blood glucose level toward the end of the 12 weeks, which is about 90 days. And that's about how long it takes to actually start seeing the results of your blood sugar actually dropping. See, there's a correlation between a lower blood sugar and fat burning. And ketones play a big part. You can go to my BillMabryCoaching.com, go on my blog post, hit the blog. There's all kinds of great blogs in there about fat burning, why it's important to be in ketosis or why it's important to have ketones, and how blood sugar and ketones have something in common. And when it comes to belly fat or losing body fat or even reversing type 2 diabetes. So I've got about 1 minute, guys. So guys, like I said, you can go to BillMabryCoaching.com, check out my website, check out the programs. And this is just another evidence of how well early restricted eating works when you're looking to lose fat weight or belly fat or reverse type 2 diabetes. Okay, guys? Guys, have a great day. We'll see you guys at the next video. Hopefully I'll get my lighting better here.